As of Olympic being the first Olympic-class liner to be launched in Harlem and Grove shipyard, the Titanic was left over, being under construction. Pieces of her hull were being under transportation with ships going into Belfast. There is at least two footages that shows the Titanic. First one being the Olympics launch. You could technically see a bit of the Titanic. The kill of the Titanic's footage was lost. It was probably destroyed because of a fire. Same with her launch footage. After years and few months of completing the Titanic's hull, it was ready to launch. With everyone participating in the event in Belfast, she was ready to launch. After the launch, the hull was staying afloat into the sea as it was ready to insert the boilers, the engines, and the funnels, even with the mast. A few months went by, and even a few days went by. She was already ready for her sea trials in 1912. If you believe it or not, during the Titanic sea trials, she was also considered to be spotted on her footage, meaning everyone could see it on public, and being the only survived footage of the Titanic. Midway through her sea trials, she was nearly ready, with her paint still being dried up. While being under construction before her sea trials in Southampton, her sister ship Olympic came into dock just between her, or next to her. Now with everything on board, the Titanic was ready for departure for her sea trials to Southampton. With a couple of crew members on board, she was also considered to be ready for her passengers to hop on board the Beauty. She was also called the Unsinkable. Everything's ready on board, the passengers on board, even including a runner coupe. The Titanic was ready for departure. But first, she has to go through a few stops in Cherbourg and then Queenstown. But something unexpected happened. There was a collision near the Titanic being involved as the Oceanic II and City of New York both gained a bit of damages. Both can be repairable, so Titanic continued her stop at Cherbourg, carrying more passengers to New York, and then to Ireland, and then her final stop at New York. Passengers began to say the Titanic's unsinkable until they see the Britannic just a few years later.
Iconic scene.
Sure.
Thank you. How is nobody shouting out, I'm the king of the world?
Midway through the English Channel, she was able to reach Cherbourg with two tenders waiting for her, being the SS Nomadic and the Traffic. With more French passengers waiting to gain on board, her final stop was at Ireland. With enough French passengers on board, she was ready for her final stop at Queenstown, Ireland, spending half of her day at Cherbourg. After her arrival in Queenstown, Ireland, she is full of passengers now, with a few cargo holds. Now, immigrators are now waiting to arrive in New York sooner enough. But what they didn't know is that the ship will sink in midnight. It was April 14th, and the very night the Titanic encounters an ice field. She was warned about it a few days ago. Unexpected turns as they spot one iceberg dead ahead.
Answer, you bastard!
Is anyone there?
Yes, what do you see?
Iceberg right ahead!
Thank you.
Iceberg right ahead! Hardly forward! Then follow us down! Keep an eye on the iceberg, okay? It's gonna air!
Well,
Oh, stop! Oh, stop, mate!
I think they told us to shut up.
is that a ship?
I mean, yeah, that's a ship. What do you expect that to be? A dolphin?
I thought that was that.
Yeah, right. No, that doesn't look like a dolphin for me. After 2.5 hours, the Titanic has disappeared from the sea. The early morning of April 15, after this disaster struck in the Atlantic, the RMS Carpathia made it to the side where the Titanic sank and rescued all 700 passengers who survived the horrific. They were all transported back to New York at safety. It was also marked as the worst tragic in maritime history. It still marks as the worst one of all today. After the arrival in New York City, the Carpathia deploys the Titanic survivors and then deploys the Titanic's lifeboats at the pier where the Titanic should have been before.
Whoa, you're going a little too fast. You gotta fit through that door. Okay, steady, good. I'm trying. Now at the stern section, we see the two propellers. I think one is damaged somehow.
I think it's damaged.
And we're going to the superstructure. Hey, no, wrong way. Go up.
I'm trying, I'm
Okay,
going
good.
up.
Good. Now we're trying to pass through the B deck. I'm sure.
Yeah, I think so.
I don't know what's over there.
There's nothing. Never knew my whole life there is nothing.
I'm the Don Botanic. I'm from the future. How am I even here? Help! I'm going up to the sky.